kind of mentioning that, did you feel like the team didn't do a good job closing out the game? Or
Yeah, I mean, it's something I think we have to work on. We've been in a lot of these games so far this year. I think this one was different a little bit because I think there was a big chance that Jess had around the 78th minute, and I think had she wrapped that up, we would have cruised through it, you know. But I think when she missed that one, we kind of changed our approach and said, all right, we're going to have to hold on to this now. And I think, we got ourselves caught out a little bit. We started to back off and then love a long ball, as you could see. I mean, Brittany Taylor was thumping long balls in. Kat Reynolds was thumping long balls in from the right back area. And that's just what Abby feeds off. And, those diagonal balls hurt us the last 10, 15 minutes. But, Nadine had to make a couple of big saves in there, that's what she gets paid to do. And she came through with some great saves late in the game. And we looked young in the back, I thought, in the last 20 minutes, or last 15, 18 minutes. We looked a little bit young, and when Steph gets here, we'll be even younger, unfortunately. But, I mean, they've got to learn to deal with the game and ride it out. And we made some poor decisions, just, clearances. Mona had one, she just kicked nowhere. And Rebecca kicked one nowhere. And they got to do a little bit better, I think. And, just lost our way a little bit the last 10 minutes. But I'd rather talk about the 80 minutes prior to that, which I thought was really good. Probably our best performance of the season. And we created a lot of chances. Sink was, we tweaked Sink a little bit this time. We put her higher up in the middle. And we put Jess out into the right-hand side just because we felt they had a little bit of a weakness out on their left-hand side. So we figured put Jess out there and get Sink a little bit higher into the box. And, she created 5-6 great chances for herself tonight. And she looked sharp tonight. I don't think she's looked that sharp so far. So all's well that ends well, I guess.
You talked about wanting to get more attacking pressure in midfield and just getting more attacking in general. Do you think this was the best attacking display you've had?
Yeah, I think so. I think we created, the corner kicks was, 13-3 or something like that. So obviously if you're getting corner kicks, you're getting to the final third of the field. I think the shots were 21-13 or something like that. We had a lot of shots tonight, and we had a lot of really good chances. I mean, Jess had 3 or 4 clear-cut chances. Sink had 3 or 4 clear-cut chances. Ali Long had a couple of great chances. I thought Ali Long did a great job underneath Sink, and they have a really good understanding with each other. Angie Kerr had a fantastic game, I thought. And then, Amber and Sinead just played their roles, really. We played with 2 defensive midfielders tonight, which we haven't played with most of the season. And they 2 sat in and we tried to, cover that hole up so they couldn't get to Abby on the floor and run Carly Lloyd off her. And I thought it worked pretty well until they started knocking diagonal balls over the top of everybody, and then we got ourselves caught out a bit. But I think for the majority of the time, I think Sinead and Amber did a good job. Probably Amber's best game for the Thorns so far, and she got in the game a little bit more. I think she's been around 35 to 40 passes a game. I would think she'd be 45, 50 at least, and we need to get up around in those 50s.
When you look at the fact that Alex hasn't played yet, Christine hasn't scored a goal, with those 2 games, are you surprised with how well?
Yeah, I just keep doing that every time my pockets when you see them. I've got my fingers crossed now. Yeah, I would think Alex out there today with the amount of chances that we created today would have got a hatful. And we don't have Vero on the field either, and she's very creative out of the midfield area. And obviously, if somebody had said we'd have this record without Sink scoring a goal, without Alex playing a minute, without Rachel playing a minute, without Vero being here, without Catley being here, without Tobin being here, I would have said, are you out of your mind? There's no question I would say you're out of your mind. But the role players have done well, in all honesty. They're fitting well. Jess McDonald's been a great story. And the back line is young, and they make mistakes tonight. They made mistakes. We didn't pay for it tonight on certain occasions. Nadine came up, but they're going to make those type of mistakes. But the attacking part of the game tonight was great. We've worked on a lot on attacking. We've had Sink and Jess in front of goal for the past 4 days, basically just in front of net and feeding them ball after ball. Alex has been with them too, and Sully's been with them, and Jackie's been with them, just trying to get them in front of goal, get them comfortable with goal, whether it be crosses, whether it be shots, whether it be tap-ins, whether it be bending the ball, whether it be lacing the ball, clipping the ball, just getting used to beating the goalkeeper. We've spent basically 4 days on it, I would have liked to Sink to get off the mark tonight, but her performance was excellent, so that's all you can say. And she's got to keep plugging along and try and get 3 more points on Saturday, and trying to keep in the coattails and keep hunting.
Paul, can you talk about defense? Defense on Abby and keeping her under control?
Yeah, I thought we did a really good job on it. I don't know so much if it was just Nikki. I think tag teaming between Nikki and Emily, I thought was really good tonight. And they didn't have one of their better days with the ball, I don't think, the 2 of them, but I think actually preventing balls and getting first the balls in penalty boxes and closing down shots and stopping crosses coming in. And Abby's tough, man, because she pulls off. If you watch it all the time, every time that ball goes wide, everybody gets sucked to the ball, and Abby's going in the opposite direction from everybody else. And we're lucky we've got some some pretty decent sized fullbacks because Courtney and Qatar had to be in pretty good position a couple of times, balls coming in deep. But we handled it pretty well. I don't remember really that many clear-cut chances for her inside the box, in the air. I talked to Nadine at half-time. I'd like to be a bit more aggressive. I think a couple of balls in the first half were up in the air an awful long time, and I wanted to come and get them just to take some pressure off the back line. It's a very difficult team to play against. It's a very English-type style, and they were pumping balls in. They're very difficult to manage, and they've won a lot of championships over the years. They got a lot of the same players still there, so they're used to winning. So it was a good result for us, especially at home. We wanted to win at home, and we played the 3 top teams in the league at home so far. Sky Blues up next, and again, we're going to have to be on our mettle again. I think they tied 3-3 today. They were winning 3-1 at one point, so I'm sure they'd be gunning for a win in Portland. And the fans were great again tonight. I mean, they were awesome tonight. On a Wednesday night for 10,000 to come out was fantastic for us. And I told the players before the game that all day long, if you're a real fan, and I'm a real Liverpool fan, so I know what it means to be a real fan of something, that your whole day is geared around going to the game. And I feel like we've got so many of those fans that just gear their entire day, whether they're working in retail, whether they're working anything, that they can't wait to get to the game tonight and cheer the team on. I said, you've got to give this group something, man. And we talked about the first 20 minutes. I mentioned it to you yesterday. We haven't done well in the first 20 minutes. I thought the first 20 minutes today were fantastic, and probably could have won the game in the first 20 minutes. It should have been over, but we wanted to keep everybody in the crowd and make sure we sold a lot of timber pies and stuff like that. So we did our best to do that, and I think we did a pretty good job of it, They sure did, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was the biggest point on the board today before the game, was the first 20 minutes, to make sure that we came out and we got the job done. And we changed our warm-up a little bit tonight, which we haven't done. We did an extra warm-up right before kick-off, because it's 20 minutes between when we come off from our proper warm-up and when the game kicks off. And that's a long time. There's a lot of dilly-dallying going along for me. I don't like that. I like just to get the game on. So we talked about doing a little bit, and I don't know whether it helped us, but we talked about it a lot this week, and certainly before the game. And unlike there, when we had the lightning delay, the first 7 minutes we were okay. We came in lightning delay. We looked like we were still in the locker room. I mean, they absolutely pummeled us for the next 20 minutes. We couldn't get out of our penalty box. And I felt it was a really great first 20, 25. First 5 was a bit ugly, and then we settled in and played some great football. And Ali Long was on fire that first 20 minutes, so was Sink getting in behind. And if we just, I think, I just want us to get that second goal and then force the team to come out and play and get a third goal and just, really, really do it for the fans. But unfortunately, we seem to keep teams around, and we haven't. We need to learn to shut the game a little bit better, and we need to, obviously, when we're ahead, we need to finish the game off. And we're in great position, I think, at 2-0 early second half to go and wrap this game up. And as much as we chased the game to wrap it up, we didn't really change. I think from a coaching perspective, probably till around the 84th minute when I said, hold on a second, I think it's time to wrap things up and see if we can hold on here. And luckily we managed to hold on. But I was pleased with the performance tonight, and the effort was unbelievable.
You talked about splitting Jess out wide, getting her on the opposing left back.
Yeah.
Did you know Palmer was going to start instead of Edmonds? And then also, did you also tweak what you were doing to play a little bit more directly to Jess as a result of that?
Well, we talked about Jess on the left side, and we had a feeling she would play on the left-hand side, Palmer, tonight. And that was really what we concentrated all week at practice, was Sink playing down the middle, getting into the penalty box, and Ali getting on the ball and feeding Jess and feeding Sink. And, we played a little bit lopsided tonight. We had Angie tucked in on the one side. It's a bit like the Timbers play. They took one in and they keep one out. We played a little bit like that, and we kept Jess wide, and we felt it was a really good matchup, and it turned out for us to be a really good matchup. And obviously Kat Williamson was inside there, so we figured if there was a lack of pace in the team, it was on that left-hand side, and that's really what we went after. And I don't think it's easy for a kid like Palmer to come in here with 10,000 people screaming and being able to get a job done. And then she got Jess running at him. We told Jess the first 15-20 just run at her. Every time you get the ball, just run at her. And we told Courtney that just feed her the ball, keep feeding her. And that's what we really did. Obviously trying to get Ali on the ball as well, and Ali did a pretty good job of getting on the ball and causing some problems tonight. Yeah, I mean, Ali loves scoring goals now. I mean, this is not the Ali Long of yesteryear. She wants to get in the box. Even in practice, she's always scoring goals. She's always in good moments, good places to be. I think the national team call-up has done her the world of good. I think she's grown again as a player since the call-up. And she was about 85% going into the game with a hamstring problem. And I said, we got to go with you tonight, Ali. You got to. I didn't expect her to go 90. And to be honest with you, I would have pulled her off. But around that 78th minute, 80th minute, I just felt Ali's a good player to have on the field, because she can score goals balls, but she can also hold possession, draw fouls, and she's intelligent. You saw her, I don't know if you saw her about 7 minutes ago, she wanted towards Nadine and, gave her that, and Nadine's looking at her like, what are you out of your mind? Of course, I'm 36 years old, I know exactly what to do. But I think Ali's, she's become a leader on the team. Obviously, without Rachel on the field, and you need that leadership. And we do have a young team in around that back line, especially. And I think having Ali on the field is tremendous for us. And both sides of the ball, Ali's good. In the old days, you'd see Ali on one side of the ball. Last year, she was very defensive. When she played, there's a young lady for me back in New York. She was more attacking minded, didn't do any defending. And now she's put the two pieces together. And I think she's a complete player now. And she can play in that three. She can play in the defensive midfield alongside Sinead or Amber. I mean, she can do a lot of different things. But I think the key for tonight was her and Sink. I mean, I think they found each other. The one time they didn't find each other, that you probably remember, midway through the second half, Ali had a great opportunity to play Sink in, and she missed it. And then Jess had a great chance to play Sink in, and they're the big moments. I think that when you look at the game tape, we'll be disappointed that we didn't ice the game at that point and make it a little bit easier, a little less cross the fingers down the road. All right, thanks, guys.